Hello. Today we're going to talk about two concepts that we often confuse, but that are quite distinct: anxiety and stress. First, let's understand what each means. The word anxiety comes from the Latin ansiare, which means to choke. This term already gives us a clue about what anxiety can do to us, right? It is often described as a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, which can be intense or even debilitating. On the other hand, stress is generally a response to external pressure, such as tight deadlines at work or personal problems. It can be considered a challenge that motivates us to act. But when this stress becomes chronic, it can cross the line and turn into something that makes us feel overwhelmed and anxious, creating a very complicated cycle to break. But why is it important to differentiate these two? Well, understanding these differences helps us identify what we're really feeling and how we can better manage these emotions. For example, if we recognize that we are stressed due to a specific situation, we can try to change that situation or our reaction to it. Anxiety may require somewhat different approaches, such as relaxation techniques or even professional intervention, so that we don't constantly feel choked by worries. Speaking in more practical terms, imagine that you're preparing for an important presentation. The nervousness you feel before going on stage is a typical response to anxiety. However, the workload to prepare this presentation can cause stress. Understanding this can help you adopt appropriate strategies for each situation, promoting greater well-being in your daily life. So, how about we identify together the situations that cause you stress and anxiety? We can think of strategies to deal with these feelings in a healthy and effective way. Come understand how anxiety affects our body. It's fascinating, and at the same time a bit scary, to see how deep the physical impact of anxiety can be on us. When we feel anxious, several parts of our body are activated to respond to this sensation. One of the main systems involved is our autonomic nervous system, which includes the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic system is the one that prepares us for action. It's our fight-or-flight response, which speeds up the heart, increases breathing, and puts us on high alert. The parasympathetic system is responsible for calming us down and helping the body rest and digest. Furthermore, our adrenal glands, located above the kidneys, also spring into action. They begin to produce hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones are incredibly useful in short-term situations where we need a quick response to escape danger. However, when we are constantly anxious and these hormones are frequently released, they can start to cause problems. For example, high levels of cortisol can lead to weight gain, high blood pressure, and even a decrease in the effectiveness of our immune system. Imagine that your body is always in fight mode, even when the danger is just a persistent worry. This can leave you exhausted and vulnerable to other illnesses. But the good news is that we can take steps to mitigate these effects. Breathing techniques, meditation, and regular physical activities are great ways to help rebalance our nervous system and reduce the production of these stress hormones. Moreover, being aware of these physical responses helps us understand the importance of taking care not just of the mind, but also of the body. Understanding these processes is a big step towards better managing anxiety. By realizing that real physical reactions are happening, we can seek appropriate help and apply techniques that really work to reduce our anxiety. And now, how about we talk a bit about the surprising role of our microbiome in this scenario? Continuing our conversation, let's explore an often underestimated but extremely important aspect of our general health and anxiety management: the microbiome. Our body is a home to trillions of microorganisms, mainly bacteria, which reside in places like the gut. These microbes play crucial roles in various bodily functions, including digestion, vitamin production, and even regulating our immune system. Interestingly, the gut microbiome also directly affects our brain in a phenomenon known as the gut-brain axis. This axis allows the gut to communicate with the brain, sending signals through various mechanisms, including the production of neurotransmitters. Yes, you heard right. Our gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, GABA, and noradrenaline, which are essential for regulating mood and emotions. For instance, Serotonin, often called the well-being hormone, is vital for us to feel happy and relaxed, and about 90% of it is produced in the gut. So, maintaining a healthy microbiome is not just about good digestion, but also about good mood and lower anxiety. Besides neurotransmitters, our microbiome also produces B-complex vitamins, which are essential for the health of the nervous system. These vitamins help in the functioning of neurotransmitters and can strengthen our resilience to stress. Therefore, taking care of our microbiome by feeding it the right diet not only supports our physical health, but can also be a powerful tool in combating anxiety. Foods rich in fiber, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, help nourish a healthy microbiome. Moreover, avoiding excess sugars and processed foods helps to prevent imbalances that may exacerbate stress and anxiety. Understanding the role of the microbiome offers a whole new perspective on how we can influence our mental health through the care of our diet. Now that we know how anxiety affects the body and how the microbiome can help, let's talk about the difference between comfort foods and healthy foods. We talked about how the microbiome influences our mental and physical health, but how does this relate to what we eat? Here enters the distinction between comfort foods and healthy foods, a crucial point to understand how our diet can affect our anxiety. Comfort foods are typically those that bring us an immediate sensation of pleasure and relief. They tend to be rich in sugars, fats, and simple carbohydrates. Think sweets, cakes, French fries. These foods can be irresistible, especially when we are stressed or anxious. The problem is that, while they offer momentary relief, they can have long-term negative effects. When we consume too many of these foods, we are feeding the wrong microbes in our gut. This can lead to an imbalance in our microbiome, favoring bacteria that exacerbate the production of substances that can make us feel even more anxious or stressed. Additionally, these foods usually start a vicious cycle. The more we consume, the more we crave, because sugar and simple carbs cause rapid spikes and falls in our energy and mood levels. On the other hand, healthy foods, rich in nutrients and fibers, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, help nourish our body and brain in a sustainable way. These foods contribute to a balanced microbiome, which produces adequate amounts of beneficial neurotransmitters and B vitamins, helping to stabilize our mood and increase our resilience to stress. Incorporating these healthy foods into our diet is not just about physical nutrition, but is a powerful way to support our mental health. Making conscious food choices can really make a significant difference in how we feel daily. This leads us to consider not just what comforts us momentarily, but what genuinely sustains our well-being in the long term. Now let's detail more about two specific types of foods that are particularly beneficial in fighting anxiety: probiotics and thiamine. I'll show you how these nutrients work and how you can include them in your diet to improve your management of anxiety. 2 essential foods to fight anxiety. Understanding the importance of choosing foods that truly benefit our mental health, let's focus on 2 specific types that are real allies in the fight against anxiety: probiotics and thiamine, vitamin B1. Probiotics. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria that help maintain a healthy gut, and as we've discussed, a healthy gut can mean a healthy mind. They are present in fermented foods such as kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and fermented vegetables. Regular consumption of these foods can help strengthen the intestinal microbiome, which in turn helps regulate the neurotransmitters responsible for our mood. Imagine that by consuming these foods, you are directly depositing armies of good microbes that will combat the negative effects of stress and anxiety. By feeding on probiotics, you are in fact nourishing your gut-brain axis with everything it needs to function harmoniously. Thiamine, vitamin B1. Thiamine, or vitamin B1, is another powerful ally. Found abundantly in nutritional yeast, as well as in whole grains, nuts, and pork, thiamine is crucial for the health of our nervous system. It helps convert nutrients into energy, which is vital for keeping our metabolism running efficiently. More than that, thiamine plays a significant role in strengthening our ability to cope with stress. Incorporating nutritional yeast into your diet is an easy and effective way to get thiamine. You can add nutritional yeast to smoothies, soups, and salads for a nutrition boost that, besides being healthy, can be very tasty. Implementing in the diet. Adding these foods to your diet doesn't have to be a challenge. For example, starting the day with a smoothie that includes kefir can be an excellent way to introduce probiotics into your routine. Alternatively, trying new recipes that include sauerkraut or kimchi can open up a new world of flavors while taking care of your mental health. Thus, by consciously choosing foods rich in probiotics and thiamine, you are taking significant steps not only to improve your digestive and mental health, but also your overall quality of life. Keeping these nutrients as a regular part of your diet can truly transform the way you deal with anxiety and stress. How can we incorporate these foods into our daily diet in a practical and efficient way? Here are some tips that might help increase your intake of these important nutrients and consequently combat anxiety and stress. To start including more probiotics in your diet, you might consider the following options. Kefir. This fermented dairy product is an excellent source of probiotics. Try replacing the milk in your morning coffee with kefir, or blend it with fruits to make a smoothie. Sauerkraut and kimchi. These fermented vegetables not only add delicious flavor to dishes but are also rich in probiotics. You can add them as a side in sandwiches, salads, or even hot dishes. Natural yogurt. Choose yogurts with active live cultures. They can be eaten at breakfast, as snacks, or as a base for sauces and dressings. Regularly including these foods in your diet can help maintain the balance of the intestinal microbiome, which is crucial for good mental health. Thiamine is essential for the proper functioning of our nervous system and metabolism. Here are some ways to ensure a good intake of thiamine. Nutritional yeast. This supplement is versatile and can be added to almost anything, from popcorn to soups and salads. It is especially useful for vegetarians and vegans who may have difficulty obtaining B1 from non-animal sources. Whole grains. Opting for whole grains such as brown rice, quinoa, and oats is a great way to incorporate more thiamine into your diet. Nuts and seeds. A handful of nuts or seeds can be a healthy, thiamine-rich snack and also provide other essential nutrients. Here are some practical tips. 1. Variety. Include a variety of fermented foods in your diet to get a broader spectrum of probiotics. 2. Consistency. The key to reaping the benefits of probiotics and thiamine is consistency. Try to incorporate these foods into your diet regularly. 3. Experimentation. Don't be afraid to try new foods and recipes. Diversification not only makes your diet more interesting, but also helps to obtain a broader range of nutrients. Incorporating these foods into your daily routine may seem challenging at first, but with these tips, I hope you see that it is entirely possible and, most importantly, beneficial. Keeping these superfoods as part of your daily diet can help significantly improve the way your body and mind respond to stress and anxiety. With this information and recommendations, you are well equipped to make food choices that not only satisfy your taste buds, but also support your mental and emotional health. Take this opportunity to take care of yourself from the inside out.